All right, so I don't know if this is sad boy hours, but this video is titled "Why Quinn Left the VTuber Community." Now, this is very interesting for me because it's the fact that this guy has his foot in the VTuber community, and then he has another foot where he could just be an online entity in general. And like he has many friends that are in the VTuber community still that are very, very popular, like Kuro, Moderate Khan, Michi, like Girl DM. He has a lot of friends in the space, in the community. So like the video's titled Why He Left. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't see him leaving, at least fully anyways, but let's go ahead and check this video out, man. Why Quinn left the VTuber community.
All of that, and I just kind of felt like low-key mistreated. Like I was tired of being scapegoat for like what was wrong in eight different situations that I really didn't ever start or involve myself in.
Mm.
Feels like we're on a
So I wonder if this is also like the say you issue.
day. Okay, don't be saying all that shit now. Yo, back the fuck up. The reason I went back to Facecam instead of VTubing is because to be honest with you, like the Facecam stuff was doing better on other platforms. Like better on YouTube. I don't know about live viewership. I don't really know if it impacted that too much, but in terms of like growth potential, it's better. And also like I don't really get the benefits of being anonymous as a VTuber. I don't get any of the benefits from that because people already know what I look like. I was not.
Yeah, like the benefits of the VTubing is the anonymity. On top of that, it's like for better or for worse, people do fall in love with the character way more than the person behind it. Like legitimately, people forget you're a human being at times, and of course, specific people forget you're a human being because they see the cartoon. They see so many cartoons, right? They see so many VTuber models, right? Their brain legitimately confuses reality with their version of their reality in a sense that they don't understand like, hey, this is a human being too. This is like, yeah, they have the V2 model, they move around, they have big booba or whatever, they have the effects, the toggles, the stuff that pops up on the screen to give you dopamine hits after dopamine hits. But behind it, bro, it's just another person. And yeah, like when it comes to Quinn in specifically, he doesn't really need the VTuber model because he is who he is with the model on or with the model off. Like it's not really an act with other people, and it's nothing wrong with it, right? It's the kayfabe of the VTube. Like you're using your lore, you're using your personality in tandem with the character design, all the stuff that goes into making VTubing unique. Quinn specifically doesn't really have to do these things because one, he was already in a VTube agency, and for two, he was already popular online before he even joined the agency, but he was popular for something else.
A VTuber before. And I also feel like the VTubing community, not the content creators. The content
Mm.
creators are dope, but I feel like the viewers don't appreciate me, to be honest. So
That's big.
I've been kind of like just doing my own thing.
I feel
Not gonna
that.
lie. I feel like I can't do anything right in the eyes of the general VTuber fan base. So I'm just gonna move on and do what I want to do because I'm tired of like trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care anymore. So that's also part of the reason why I haven't been being a VTuber as much. I feel like ever since I started doing less VTubing, I've gotten like less for everything. You ain't see my flesh face plastered on none of them news. But you damn sure if I said half the shit I said with the model, oh, it would have been in that in 2 seconds. I will still use the VTuber model, and I still will.
That's absolutely true. And you know what? That's actually a pretty interesting topic to bring up. Like the stuff that he says when he has the model on, if he was having the model on, more VTuber news reactions or whatever, they would plaster his model on the news like, oh, look what Quinn said because it's more community related. It's a VTuber saying something wild in the VTuber community versus a flesh tuber saying something wild in the VTuber community. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of the VTuber news people, they'll know that it's not going to get as many views because it has a real person's face on it, which is the issue that you run into doing this type of only niche community thing, right? There's no real broad appeal, right? If you're doing VTuber stuff, people like the VTuber stuff. Like you can see it on my channel. Whenever I make videos that are not VTuber related versus VTuber related content, like you can see the numbers, right? But it's still the same KhunShawn dropping the same info, the same knowledge. It's just people that are watching it, they want to watch something specific. And 9 times out of 10, it's also they want to be entertained, right? A lot of people in the VTuber community, when it comes to education, I think it really just depends. Like, do you want to be educated on art, right? That's a thing that's very popular because it's an art-centered media. Do you want to be educated on music? That's a thing that could happen. Do you want to become educated on philosophy? I haven't seen it. You want to be educated on psychology. I haven't seen it, right? That's not saying that these things can't exist or even become successful. It's just it's hasn't been tried to the extent to where it has been tried so many times that it has created a successful model, which is why your boy is going to do that whenever, like later on, right? Get my certificates, all this other shit, then get the V2 model, and then say the stuff that I say. You will see a dramatic impact and a dramatic change when it comes to the viewership, the support and all that, because it will still be in the niche because I will have the model that's saying the same stuff. And I think at the end of the day, that's where the line is really drawn for a lot of people. For you, the viewer watching this now, most likely not the case because like you're watching me, but what again, like when it comes to a lot of people, and I don't know if it's specifically because it's like a mental health issue or a want to be entertained issue where it's like all they care about entertainment. I think definitely there's a middle ground somewhere, and I'm willing to try and figure that niche out as we grow. And again, when it comes to success, it's just consistency, repetition, and doing it over and over again. This is what lays the foundation of success. And Quinn, like for him, he doesn't really have the he doesn't have the grace of the overall community, as he says. Like the creators are one thing, the fan base is another, right? So creator to creator, we can have a conversation about whatever, whether it's business or personal stuff. As viewers don't understand what it's like to be in this role, to sit in this seat, to have the eyes watching you. So they don't understand that there is a definitely different mentality between a viewer and the streamer or the content creator. And for some viewers, they understand it. But for a lot, like a legitimate, like 90% of viewers, they will never truly understand because they don't make content, right? They're when it comes to content, they are consumers, and that is it. They don't produce, right? If you don't produce, you don't understand what it's like to produce. Like maybe if you make some Instagram videos or some TikToks here and there, you can kind of get a sense of it. But it's definitely a huge gap, and I wouldn't honestly expect a lot of people to understand it to begin with, right? It's one of those things where if you don't do it, you can't explain. I mean, you can't understand it truly. So yeah, I can get why, Quinn feels the type of way that he feels. And it's absolutely true. Like he don't have the model on. Nobody's going to talk about it because it's not in the niche and it's not going to engage with the viewers. They're going to be like, who is this person in the skin suit? Right? Or why is there a real person on screen? 100%. It's very interesting and it's true. And I'm glad he brought this up because that's absolutely a case in point.
Will still use my character design because I really like my character design. I think Epibay did a really good job. I spent like half a year plus on the design, so I really do like it. And I like being a VTuber because not gonna lie, yo, I can stream without my fucking lights on like this. Well, I mean, I have my ceiling light on normally, but having the lights on sometimes can hurt my head. I might just start doing some streams where I just have the lighting like not as good and just kind of chill. Yeah, I do feel like I don't know. I'm more accepted in the flesh community, if that makes sense, at least by the audience. And I also have my old
Bro, that's because you're just a real ass motherfucker. And it's like a lot of people is just gonna resonate with that online in general. But when it comes to the VTubing niche, again, if you're not in the VTube skin suit, like they're not gonna really fuck with it. And that's just how it is.
viewers that were all used to my flesh stuff too on my main channel. I would say half the people that watch the videos on there are like my old viewers because they make up like half the subscriber base. The branding, the model, and the mascot branding makes it fun. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm still gonna call y'all the bites, and we're still gonna have the mascot, and I'm still gonna make merch with my character and not real me because I don't want my own face on a t-shirt. I don't care for that. And also, I don't really think like my content panders to the VTuber audience that works for men, like from a business perspective. I think as a guy to succeed as a VTuber, you need a few things, and there's like two routes you can go.
You can go the sexy route.
I went neither. I went neither because I just want to be me. You know what I'm saying? I went neither. I'm not like the calm, collected, hot guy, and I'm not like the cutesy, guy either. So you either need to be like the cutesy crackhead, or you need to be like the calm, collected, hot guy.
The cutesy
and I'm
crackhead
neither.
is crazy.
And I feel like most guy VTubers do feel the need to, I guess, like fit into the mold of like horny baiting or like doing that sort of stuff. And I'm not. I don't ever blame.
I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, that is literally the route, right? When we see the ASMR, like even just saying names like Vox Akuma, right? When it comes to the kindreds, like they're horny middle-aged women, right? And horny middle-aged women have a lot of money because they're horny middle-aged and they're lonely, right? So they're gonna give it to the sexy guy that's doing the deep voice or the ASMR because it fits the need, right? They have a need. They're alone. They're lonely, right? Same thing could be said about the men that are watching VTubers in general as well. It's like, oh, the models with the big booba, she's doing the sexy ASMR stuff. But there is a bigger case of just female VTubers just doing normal shit and not necessarily being that lewd, and they're still successful because in general, like, yeah, they're just females online, so like they get a boost in that, but they also have a lot of skills. They have a lot of qualities about them that makes them stand out. And I feel like that it's definitely, it's true to an extent about like the two routes you could take, but I've seen outliers as well. But those outliers aren't getting, like hundreds of thousands in donations as well. So like even if they are as successful in a level, when it comes to like the mega success in the VTube industry, like the cutesy guy or the horny, like sexy guy, definitely like these are the two routes for monetary success and creating a cult-like fan base in general. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below, as always.
Blame them for that. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's just a thing, right? It's just a thing. And
It
it's
just
because
is
it
what it
works.
is.
It really does. Like, no, you can say it doesn't work. It worked. You got a
It
hot enough
works.
model, a deep enough voice, and enough,
Yes,
like, of a suave attitude to play it off. It will work for you. And so if you only want success, I think it is definitely like worth the opportunity if you can pull it off and you like pulling it off. The VTubing is a very fan service industry, even in the indie side. I have
a
never been
hundred
really
percent.
into that sort of thing. It's made me uncomfortable. I don't feel the need to do that. I'm not able to separate the character from myself a lot of the times, and that's because, bro,
Mm,
like I've always just been myself. So,
yeah.
and I think for longevity, just being yourself is better. Like, to be honest, I think if yourself and doing fan service, like there's some sort of synergy with that, then I think that's a good play because it's good for business and it's good for you. But for me, like I've been miserable enough in my life, like with my fucking health shit and going to school and all that. So I did content creation because it's something where I can do it on my own terms. And there have been times where I gave some fan service because low key I felt pressured. So my old job, I really felt pressured. Like everyone
Really?
kept asking for it, and it was like a meme. But there were some times where I was like, "This is like, like y'all are overdoing it." And I think like me being vocal about me not liking that has turned off some of those viewers, and that's fine. I would
I mean, of course they're gonna be turned off. You're not turning them on.
rather just be me. And I know like a lot of the
Word.
VTuber audience that followed me from my old workplace don't love the new direction of the content, which is
It is what it
understandable. I'm not gonna
is.
lie, like, you know what I'm saying. But I feel
It's
like
not
I'm
what
doing
they
literally like
subscribe
this,
for.
like personality wise, I'm the same. The whole point is just to have a hot, cute model to attract viewers, which isn't bad, but that basically builds online persona rather than your own self. Well, yeah, I don't, like I said, I think from a business perspective, it is smart. I will never knock anyone for doing that ever, ever. But personally, it's not for me. And I know a lot of the bigger industry heads that started off doing that are now either struggling to detach from it or are miserable continuing the
Because they're
facade
stuck.
of giving the fan service. And I don't
Yes, and that's just normal in general with content creation, man. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, like even me sitting here reacting to a Quinn video, I know it's not going to get as many views. And like even this morning, I'm like, oh, let me check the Discord for interesting videos. Oh, there's a Quinn video why he left the community. Or I could do VTuber clips, and that'll get 1,000 views. And it's like, well, I feel like talking about some real shit today instead of just laughing. So boom, here it is. Even though this video is probably gonna get like 100 views or whatever, I appreciate it. I'm grateful for the 100 views, right? And I think a lot of people they forget to be grateful for whatever it is that they have. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing and you're being grateful for it, it'll be expressed and it'll show. And eventually, right, with the repetition and the consistency, you will gain that audience base that do watch you. So thank you to the 90, 80, 70, 60, 30 people, whatever. It doesn't matter how many, to be honest. Like, yes, YouTube is going to hurt my ego, right? But I am not my ego. The ego is just part of who I am. So yeah, does it hurt to see only 30 views for a video that took 40 minutes of my time span or my lifespan? Sure, it hurts the ego, but at the end of the day, that video will stand for itself. Even when I pass away, that video will stand for itself and it will be there. And like, this is the guy KhunShawn is, regardless how many fucking views it got. This is who this guy was on this earth. And I think a lot of people, they tend to forget that because, like, yeah, you're doing the horny content, you're making thousands, you're making bank, but how do you really feel about it? Are you miserable doing this? Because at the end of the day, though, that content will stand on the platform for the rest of its eternity, or unless like YouTube gets bought out or sold, or if they crash or whatever, right? That's going to stand there to represent whatever that was for you, the human behind whatever character or VTube it was. Like that was that guy. He was doing that with that model, right? And it's never too late to switch it up, to be honest. It's just you got to really come to that realization that people, like in general, right? Yes, there's some people, right? There's some people that you can call like fans or whatever. But in all reality, like at the end of the day, you're just a person on the screen. You're just a person they put on in the background. You're just a person that's on the second monitor. You're not a human being to the extent where they would call you somebody that they care to actually engage with, except for a slight minority. And that minority of people are the people that, in my opinion, those are the people that help you want to become better. Right? It's like, yeah, I'm doing this amazing video about Quinn and I'm breaking down a lot of social barriers and psychological barriers between viewers, streamers, models, the VTube, right? I'm breaking all of this down for free pro bono, right? A lot of companies would pay me for this, and a lot of companies are starting to look my way to expand and explain these things for a specific reason because it is real, it is true, it is tangible, and you can take this and you can make money from it, or you can grow from it, whatever. But at the end of the day, and I'm doing it because I enjoy it. Like that's the real deal Holyfield. I do it because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I could still do it, but it wouldn't be as authentic, or I would leave stuff out or whatever it is to fit whatever other type of narrative. But as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing and as long as the other people enjoy what they're doing, I think that will satisfy a lot of the cravings. But of course, it'll take time to do what you love and also have enough money to buy the Lamborghini. But who cares, bro? It's just a sports car you're going to enjoy for like a week to a month, and then you'll probably never care about it ever again because that's how humans work.
I don't ever want to put myself in that position. Because why the would I work this hard at this career path for that many years to then be like, damn, I built myself up on a pedestal that I hate. Like your whole audience likes you for thing A and you hate
Real.
doing thing A. Like that sounds awful.
It
That's
is
why
awful.
I'm not doing that. That's why I'm not doing that. I'm good. And I'm not going to lie. I already kind of felt that before when I blew up for the Omegle videos back in the day. I had like 8,
I'm glad
9,
he's
10
talking
of my
about this.
videos all hit the algorithm at the same time. They all got like 500,000 to a million plus views. Got like 80% of my audience from that. And that's all they wanted because that's what they all
Yes.
found me from. Which is
Yes.
unfortunate because like I only made Omegle videos once every month. So it wasn't like I was doing it uber consistently. It was like one out of every like six to 5 videos because it was easy for me, and if I didn't have an idea, it was an easy thing to do. But I always want to do like the variety stuff that I do now, which I feel like is like in line with like, I don't know, like I would say like Connor, like CDogVA, like his old on his main channel, like his older kind of content or stuff like that, or like Quackity's older stuff, just kind of more variety live stream or YouTube content that's kind of still in the same like internet humor niche is kind of what I want to do. And that's
Okay.
why I've kind of stuck to my guns. And I feel like at least from that, the people that watch me every day, I know they fuck with me. And I have a lot of good friends and people in the streaming space that are very helpful and willing to play games with me and all that, which I'm very grateful for. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a fine spot now. I'm just like in a little bit of a rebrand in a sense. Part of the reason I
Okay.
joined my old job is I wanted a group of people to play games with on stream or to be able to meet other streamers because I was never able to do that before. And I
Okay.
wanted like to be able to do variety stuff.
Network. Yeah.
I feel like I'm at that place now, at least.
That's a good
Yeah,
reason
like I
to
said,
join
I'm
a
kind of like
company.
an interesting
Networking.
spot right now. And the reason I've been distancing myself in the VTuber community is like, I guess all of that. And I just kind of felt like low-key mistreated. Like I was
Mm.
tired of being scapegoat for like what was wrong in like eight different situations that I like, you know what I'm saying? That I really didn't ever start or involve myself in. It was always just like misconstrued in some insane way. So I'm kind of like, I'm done, I don't want to be the scapegoat for why the VTuber community is going to I want to like just be in my own lane.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I think that was a great video. That was absolutely a great video, man. Like again, I've always appreciated Quinn for his ability to be real online. And, I've talked to him on his stream about like how do you separate your offline, your online, and like he told everybody point blank, like he doesn't even know how to do that. Right. So he doesn't even know how to go offline and just be within himself by himself. Right. He's always out in the presence of everybody, which is very interesting. Um, definitely some I really don't want to like, I don't like the thing is when I started jumping into psychology, bro, I started analyzing the hell out of different people and like their patterns or behavior, how they work. I think that's just naturally who I am as an individual. But it's like now that I know the tools and the science behind it, it's kind of hard to not do that. uh, I don't want to do that, but I will say, like, when it comes to how this person, this human, how their brain works, it is very, very interesting. And I am happy that it's turned out positively because usually humans that have a brain like Quinn's, they fall into delusion, self-destruction, or they get led astray by something else. And for him to still have the will to say, I am who I am, and this is what I do, like amazing. Like I give all props to Quinn on that aspect and in that matter because not a lot of people are able to do that, man. That is a sign of a strong-willed individual. But yeah, that's the video, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will hope to see Quinn, still do some VTube stuff. Like if he was to want to do that, because like just in general, I like VTubing for the psychology behind it. Like especially now, like that's what I really care about. Um, like it was all hee hee ha ha in the beginning, and then I started seeing the cracks in the system. I started seeing the flaws, and then we got the whole incidents with like Camila. We had the incidents with Celine. We had all these other incidents that compounded into the new reality that I see VTubing. It's like a bunch of streamers and a bunch of viewers, and now that we have the cartoon aspect behind it, it's easier to get confused with what's real and what is made up into somebody else's head. And now I'm sitting here like, damn, I don't want to just sit here and be a product of it. I want to be a way for people to try and figure out what it is or how it's working, right? And again, like a lot of people, they just want to be entertained. I'm the type of person that likes to get entertained, but I like getting educated at the same time. And I feel there's not enough education when it comes to the psychology behind VTubing, and that's why it's like that's what I want to do. Let me focus on that. Be the let me be the source or at least the beginning path for a lot of people to figure out the psychology behind these things. I'm pretty sure there's a couple VTubers like that are streamers that understand the psychology, right? We've seen a couple videos about the psychology behind like parasocialism and stuff like that. But that is just a marginal piece that is the psychology behind what we are consuming and the entertainment aspect and the just niche that is VTubing. There's a lot that goes into this. And I've been talking to some very interesting people about how we can help mitigate like the issues of just like video game health. But like video game health on top of like this niche, like bro, there's a lot we could do to try and solve a lot of these issues for our species. And at the end of the day, like a lot of people care about money. I love money. Money loves me. Money comes to me all the time. That being said, bro, at this point in my life, it's like, bro, what can we do to actually help the species so we don't just fucking dissolve into more degeneracy? How can we stop the bad issues that are going on? It takes community as well, which is why it's like I need to educate myself to put myself on this on the pedestal to have the ability to form a community around people that understand what is it that they're consuming, why they're consuming it, how can they break it down into being positive for their life, and if anything, how can we just have a more good time in the community without crazy shit happening, like somebody breaking into Camila's house with a sledgehammer? Like that shit's insane. But of course, there's always going to be people that fall too far. So like those people, I think we got to just catch people before they go that far. I think that's the end all be all to that situation. But of course, there are going to be people that slip through the cracks. Safety is important online in general. So stay safe out here. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your week. Right now it's Tuesday. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.